Wasn't sure I wanted to make this video because it's a scary video and highlights a lot of dumb things that I've done. And I've put us in a spot. I put me and my wife in a spot, and ultimately, we are responsible for getting out of this spot. You ever been under such strain and stress where you want to throw up because you're so scared? You want to lay down because you don't know what to do, and then on the other hand, you want to do everything because you want to get out of this so badly. And this is what this story is about. It's going to have to be in several videos. I just don't know if anybody is interested in it. And in the end, maybe I just need it uh, for therapy to get it out, to hear it for myself because I'm living it and I can't even believe that it's happening. I'm looking around like, what is going on right now? I'm about to go run, get some exercise, but man, I don't feel like it. I don't want to do it. I absolutely don't. The amount of stress and pressure that I feel, I just want to go sit down. I just want to go lay down. I sure don't want to go out here and sweat. But I know physically and mentally that's what I should do. I should go out here and do whatever I can to get through this. So let me start. And this may be a short video because I just want to see if anybody's interested. I'm 4 to 5 years away from retirement. A few years ago, me and my wife were out at an RV show. No interest in buying an RV. It was just something to do. It was cheap tickets, and it was fun because we got to look at all these RVs. While we were there, we were about to leave to go eat. And I don't know if it was me or her, but I noticed a sign and it said Foul River. Well, that's where I used to own a house. Foul River, Alabama is right outside where I grew up. And I thought it was neat. We stopped at the table to ask a question. They were advertising a RV resort that is to be built there. It had not started, and they were pre-selling lots. And I was like, man, that's very interesting. And they had a sheet and everything that was going to go with it. It was very interesting. And I know me and my wife both were very excited. They gave us lots of information to read and how you could purchase it, pre-construction prices, how you could use this as an investment. And man, it was so exciting. I'll tell you, we went to eat that evening after leaving there. We were so excited. All we could talk about was how do we get there? How do we get involved in this? We want to purchase it. Looking at the numbers, it was just the excitement was over the moon. I think the next day, my wife stayed up just looking at numbers, crunching numbers, figuring out, hey, is this real? Is this something we can do to really help our retirement? Because, a few $100 a month extra for passive income, as they call it, that would be just unbelievably great. And the only way to do that would be to invest in this. Now, here is the positive side of that. The positive side is I was looking at it on, hey, I've done rental houses. I've never did great with rental houses. I just haven't. I had a rental house for 12 years. And when I sold it, not only did I not make any money over those 12 years of renting it, I actually sold it for about 10 grand more than I bought it for. Um, which was ridiculous. I didn't make any money. I just, whether I don't know the market, I'm not a real estate expert, and I sure have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to that kind of stuff. But I tried it, it didn't work out. And, eventually, I moved back into it to save some money and then sold it. I basically just sold it to get out of it. I didn't make any money on that thing. So anyway, I knew that rental houses, it takes maintenance to keep them up. I've had to replace doors and windows and, renters tear them up and all of that stuff happens. And I didn't want that. And so having a house was not something I wanted to do. I didn't want that. I didn't want passive income through rental houses. That's for sure. Especially if I was looking at retirement. I don't want that. But this seemed like the ticket, because you're just you're buying a lot and there's no maintenance on it other than, some sod. I mean, some mulch or something like that, but no air conditioners going out. Heating element in the water tank is not going out. None of those things I would be concerned with. So it just seemed like a win-win. So the first thing we thought was, how do we do this? How do we get involved? They gave us a lender, and they gave us a price, and the price wasn't cheap, but it was over six figures for one lot. And so we just knew that if these numbers are right, we could make money. Well, and I'll tell you, we got with there. They sent us a lender that they were dealing with, and they sent us some projections, income projections, over and beyond what the expenses would be. And this was, I think they figured it at a third, if we rented it a third of the time, a third of the month. Basically 12 days, 10 days, something like that, a month. We could actually make about 20 grand a year. That seemed really, really attractive. So I got on the phone with the lender and I said, hey, what is it going to take? And they was like, well, you got to put a certain amount down. And they were looking at about $30,000. Well, of course we didn't have $30,000. But what we had was a house that was relatively new. This was a beautiful home. Ooh, we love that home. And my wife had kind of designed the kitchen a little bit with all the appliances, and it was beautiful. And we made the hard choice. We made the hard choice to sell it, because we could take the income off of that and put down on these lots. Now, these are pre-construction, so nothing's there but swampland right now. Right then it was nothing there. And we had to move. And we moved, we sold it relatively quick. It was probably a couple of months, but we wrote a contract contingent on the land, contingent of selling our house. And so we sold our house and we put that money down on that. We signed the contract. All right, guys, my battery ran dead while I was talking about dates. But I'm glad it did, because I got out here and started running these stairs a little bit. But it triggered some things that happened that probably has a lot to do with, I don't know, you ever have things happen and you're thinking, this is a sign, sign for God. Hey, we should back out of this. We should go on about our business and take whatever losses are necessary. And I don't know if that was true or not, but doggone it, there was some signs. So the first one was, during the build, ADM shut them down, which is Alabama Department of Environmental. They were letting, because the park is on the water, and they were letting some runoff get into the bay, which is a no-no. They shouldn't do it. Pollutes the water, harms, the system, the ecosystem, and also they shut them down till they could correct it. They corrected it. It took a few months to correct. And, that was just one more thing of what's going on. Should we still be there? Now we're still excited. We're like, no, we're not backing out of this. We know there's going to be some delays. We're fine. So we just kept on. But then the next thing that triggered, the people that we met at the RV show that actually showed us the RV park, Lisa and George, unbelievably fantastic people, unbelievable. And somebody I would like to be friends with. And they don't live here, but I would absolutely hang out with them, because they are beautiful people. And halfway through this, they sent an email and said, hey, we've had some disagreements with the developer, and we've decided not to purchase in the park, and we've decided to part ways. And I really trusted them, and I think they saw something that we didn't see. And you know, at that point, we probably had an opportunity to back out. We talked about it. We talked about it a little bit, but doggone it. Having that income during retirement was what we were shooting for. And so guess what we did? We hung in there. We hung in there. So let's recap what happened. The whole thing was delayed more than a year. Our trusted friend that brought us in backed out. ADEM, the environmental organization with the state, shut them down because they weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing. And we're still hanging in there. And that's why we're here now. So I think I'm going to end this segment of the video right now because I got to get my thoughts right on when things happened and how we dealt with it. But guys, if you don't think that stress over financial matters will impact your life, it absolutely will. It'll make you want to go lay down. It'll make you want to just do nothing because you feel, I don't know, you feel helpless, especially when you're working every day and you're doing everything possible to try to make it work and you just can't see a way out. I've looked for second jobs, I've done everything, but you know, I have a demanding first job that I love and I don't want to take away from that because that's what's been keeping us afloat. So with that, I think I'm going to end it. You know, if I get some views on this and people want to hear more about it, I'll continue. But again, this is more for me. I want to get this out. I want to watch it and see what a horrible mistake I made, and maybe it'll help somebody in the future. But anyway, right now I'm gonna get off of here, and if I get some people that chime in and want to hear more, I'll continue the saga of a horrible mistake that had RV lots involved. Anyway, guys, till next time. See ya.
The world is making noise, but we are slowing down. You look over and smile like we got nowhere to be. And for once in this busy life, that sounds good to me. Right here is enough. This morning is enough.